and talking to your friends and helping hold them accountable too. These students have done those things and more. Miss Aronimo recognizes Destiny Pashley and Yandel Fuentes Rojas. I have, come on up, Mirage Afford from Mrs. Levine's class. Mrs. Levine also recognizes Daniel Tinoco. Mrs. Long recognizes Nazar Miroshnicko. From Miss Weisner, Lily Trong. I have Jacob Connors from Mr. Kaz's class. Miguel Garcia from Miss Keesweather's class. Mrs. Spears recognizes J.J. Hall and Amelia Cozello and Tiki Goldsmith and Jazz Elmore and Serena Abel. These students be recognized for courageous and confident. A round of applause. Right on. Round of applause. All right, this next award is for diligence and persistence. Those are fancy words for grit, fancy words for effort. Talk about even when it's hard, we keep going. We don't just give up when it's hard. If we gave up when it got hard, we would not get better at it, right? So whether that's learning an instrument, whether that's Mr. Fab making us do keyboarding without being able to look at our fingers, whether that's math, whether that's sports, working through the hardness and being able to do that and stick with it is a much stronger sign of success than just raw talent. People who learn how to have grit and work through difficult things, they do really well in life. So these kiddos are being recognized for that. From Ms. Ronimo's class, Rosalina Gaona Villanueva and Kathy Lee. Mrs. Levine recognizes Isaac Gordon. Mrs. Long recognizes Caden Giardo. From Ms. Weisner's class, Cecilia Camunia and Carla Hernandez. I have Nyrisha Woody from Ms. Crowder's class. She's not here, is she? Bummer. Mr. Jenkins recognizes Zoe Whiting and Jude Hidlin. From Mr. Kaz's class, Selena Salas. Ms. K recognizes Alex Romero and Diamond Purdy. Mrs. Plata recognizes Min Kwan Lee. And from Mrs. Spears' class, Sedarius Smith and Adrian Nantwi. Please give them a round of applause. Mr. Moynihan's pictures have gotten a lot better in the last 10 years. They're really good at this. Thanks, guys. Give them a round of applause. Okay, our next one is kindness. Raise your hand if you like hanging out with nice people. Yeah, I see some of our parents. Some of them don't. Some of them don't like hanging out with nice people. But most of us like hanging out with nice people. I do. It's just a more pleasant day when I'm hanging out with nice people. Kindness is being kind, being nice, regardless of how other people are acting, the way they're behaving. Regardless of what's going on around us, we're nice. And these people have been recognized by their teachers for doing just that. From Mrs. Levine's class, Taven Pun. From Mrs. Long's class, Jasmine Perry. I have Jameson Glandon from Miss Weiser's class. From Mr. Jenkins' class, Linnea Gunderman and Siho Fang. Diego Prado from Mr. Kaz's class. Brandon Altamirano and Denise Lau from Ms. Keysweather's class. Mrs. Plata recognizes Madison Anderson. And from Mrs. Spears' class, Daniela Mendoza Guzman and Norali Fernandez Rodriguez. Please give them a round of applause.
Oh, I'm not down there. She's growing leaps and bounds for 7 years. And yes, Destiny's been going for 7 years.
Actually, keeping her on her toes over here, changing it up. Okay, next one is positive attitude. I'm going to tell you guys a real quick story. So I've got 5 of my own kiddos at home, and 3 of them are cross-country runners. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they enjoy running long distances. And one of them this season was having a hard time. Her time was staying kind of the same, and she was starting to not enjoy it. And we talked about having a positive attitude, visualizing while you're running, visualizing what it's like when you start to feel tired, visualizing what it's like to when your muscles are hurting or it's hard to breathe, and then telling yourself really positive things. That's all she did. She didn't train any different. The only thing she changed was the way she thought about her running. And her time got faster and faster and faster. And she came to me and she's like, Dad, it really helps. And that's true whether we're talking about math, whether we're talking about reading. Cleaning our room actually is not fun, but you can actually still have a positive attitude. That's the one thing you can control, right? Having to do that thing, that we don't control. We still have to do it. But we can choose how we think about it, and it makes a big difference. These kiddos have a positive attitude every day, whether it's indoor recess or outdoor recess, whether it's math time or reading time, no matter what. Destiny Typhoon from Miss Arano's class. Jordan Bagnall from Mrs. Levine. Mrs. Long recognizes Isabella Dodd and Maxim Danilovitz. From Miss Weiser's class, Nevea Tadilma and Janice Nino. Mr. Jenkins recognizes Aaron Saran Morales. Mr. Jenkins also recognizes Mark Kaganyuk. The Trinity Hoxie from Mr. Kaz's class. Benjamin Castanon and Selena Castro are from Miss Keysweather's class. Mrs. Plata recognizes Santiago Codofino.
Because positive attitude was the other one this year. Positive attitude was kindergarten, and kindness was third grade. It's like moving up to Destiny tonight, popcorn, pizza, and the Princess and the Frog. No, because I told her she could watch the Princess and the Frog and have pizza and popcorn tonight if she gets an award that she has not earned yet. She goes, but Mommy, I don't know what award I'm getting. And I'm like, we'll find out tomorrow.
Everybody down to the left. All right, give a round of applause. Okay. Last but not least is honesty.
Oh my God.
This is the one that I probably talk about the most with kids, because when kids come to my office, I really don't care that much about the mistakes that they make, because like I tell them all the time, I make mistakes. I made mistakes yesterday. I'm going to make mistakes tomorrow. We make mistakes. What's really important to me is being honest about it. Being able to acknowledge that, yes, I did that. It was wrong. Here's what I'm going to do in the future. But that honesty piece is really important, because that really affects us on the inside. And so we talk a lot about how much more important it is just to be honest about it than whatever it was that happened. We'll learn from that. These kids are being recognized for telling the truth, whether it's hard or easy for them. It doesn't matter. They tell the truth all the time. From Miss Aranlo's class, Vanessa Onishenko. From Mrs. Long's class, Dasha Skolziva. From Mr. Jenkins, Destiny Scroggins. I have Jada Carpenter from Mr. Kaz's class. I have Wyatt Rutledge from Mrs. Spears. Nikita Miroshjenko from Mrs. Spears, and Wayne Fautua from Mrs. Spears. And we have one more, but it's their 5th Scobee Award. So before I tell you who that is, this is a big deal. Mom and Dad, if you don't know, there are these 5 Scobee characteristics, and for even kids who spend 6 years with us, they may or may not earn that. So when you get your 5th award, it's a big deal because it means at the end of the year, your name's going to go on a plaque that's in our Scobee hallway, and it stays there as long as that hallway's there, which is about 2 more years, and then we'll find a new hallway. But it's a big deal because some years we have 2 or 3 kids that get their 5th award, and some years we have none, and some years we have 12. So, would Liana Onishenko please come up? Each of the kids, they get a certificate for their individual award, and getting your 5th award, you get a special certificate for that, and so we have that for Liana back in the office, and then at the end of the year, she'll get called back up, and like I said, they'll go on the plaque. So, let's give our honest kids one more round of applause.